Differences, Aries. I was getting very strongly an energy of a difference between you specifically, you and someone else, or just in general, you and the collective, the difference. All right, so we're going to get into this and see what messages come out for you guys in the spread. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. Aries the Emperor here. Hit that like button, all right, so that you'll be notified when I upload or go live. And thank you to all of you guys who do take the time to like, subscribe, comment, share, donate, book personal readings, and shop the website. I am still running a sale as far as my crystal infused intention candles go. Also my natural soaps and oils. My website, the link is below, ariestheemperor.com, if you guys would like to book personal readings as well, or shop all of your spiritual aesthetics. Okay, all right, let's get into it. And per usual, I am working to get personal readings out to you guys and your candle orders. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see what messages come out for you. And it looks like thus far, the difference between you and them, very simply put, is you're not a stalker, for one. You know what I mean? You're not someone that's even halfway interested in others' business. You know what I mean? You are capital S, capital E, capital L, capital F. You know, like literally, that's what your world is going to revolve around. And it's not something that's selfish, but you're not someone that is so concerned with what's outside of yourself, or so far outside of yourself as others are. You know, it's one thing, you know, where you can have people that you're a fan of, you admire, you look up to, you follow, you know, that sort of thing. That's one thing. You gather inspiration from, motivation, you know, day to day. That's totally normal. You know what I mean? But I feel like this is an energy where the difference between you and them is they are obsessive. When it boils down, there are sides to other people. You know, they're afraid if people would really find out, you know, just how invested that they are in other people's lives. And it could be your life, and you don't even, you have no idea how deep someone is into you, you know, and into your background as far as where you come from or your relatives. You know, just think about it. I'm getting an energy, and this may not resonate with everyone, but I'm talking to someone. This just popped up, a scenario where, you know, you don't even know this person personally, but maybe a cousin does, an uncle, somebody down the line, or you know, just in your family knows this person, and the person that they know has an infatuation with you. And this person, you know, your family member may think it's innocent, or maybe they don't think it's innocent. You know what I mean? But it's just like that person getting information about you from this family member, whether this family member is trying to give them the information they already have been waiting for or not. You know what I mean here? But that's how strategic that people are. And it's definitely something that you don't want to look over. Be careful what you're sharing with people if you don't want them to know certain things. And it's not anything about you hiding anything, but in this situation, this is about safety. A stalker could turn into something much worse, you know, something physical, because why would someone need to stalk you? Why can't they just introduce themselves? Why can't they just pick the phone up and call you? If they're blocked, you have them blocked, then they must be for a good reason, you know, and that's the difference between you and them. When you close a door, you close it. You know what I mean? That's why you are so invested in your people, you know, especially, you know, in what you do for a living. It really becomes a part of you, and you gonna close that door, you know, and it's gonna be for a good damn reason. You know, you're not a spin the block type of something, unless it was, you know, literally something that's God sent. You were separated for whatever reason, and you know, people can change, but I feel for the most part, Aries, you are like the number one sign with the stalker energy next to Pisces and Leo. Okay. And also the difference between you and them is you don't go researching people, you research things. You research and you look for things that are going to help you, just like the fool is depicted in the tarot, galloping through the tarot. That's you. You're picking up things that you need along the way. People just get tripped up in what you got going on while you're minding your business. And and it goes and it starts from there. You know what I mean? But this could be an energy where someone is actually researching and looking you up. Okay. And also the difference between you and them is you, if they want to fight, they can go punch the air for all that you care. You know what I mean? But you're not finna be giving them all of this fuel and all of this fire, for what? They're not going to do anything productive with it anyways, you know what I'm saying? So it might as well stay where it is with you. And people may think that, oh, you don't want to share your energy with me. You're too good to respond to me, and all that type of stuff. But it's not even about feeling too good or not responding to you. It's trash, that you're trying to recycle and give back to me, and we don't do trash over here. Sorry, that's what the trash can is outside for. Follow it. You know your worth. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to. And people be mad because you know your worth. Excuse me? How does that work? People get mad. It's clear that you're not competing. It's crystal. Somebody named Crystal could be significant. But it's crystal clear. You're not competing. You're not at war with anyone outside of, what did I say? Capital S, capital E, capital L, capital F. I dropped a card or two. Okay, and this card isn't even supposed to be in here, y'all. This is the Wuss T deck. And this, two cards just flew out. Okay, and this one isn't even supposed to be here. But look what it says. Divination abuser is the one that actually goes in the deck. The difference between you and them is people want you to be obsessive. People want you to overdo something, want you to abuse something, want you to be envious, want you to stalk them, like look them up, be interested in what they have, show them that they are in the race with you. You know what I mean? It's that's the difference between you and them. Is like, what is there really to give a fuck about? Because what they're serving, nah. This is an energy of somebody that knows you're into spirituality, and it may be a trend to them of some sort here, or because it's working for you of some sort here. They see you taking it serious. They may try and rush into it and just overdo it, and overdo it to a point where they end up hurting themselves. Like, and you're not a follower, you're a leader by far. And this isn't something that you are getting into because you thought it was cool. This is something that everyone has inside of them. And if they're chosen, it will activate at some point in your human life. That's how you know. But if someone here does not know that, they're just abusing candles, incense, over watching tarot, just overdoing crystals. Just it's not actually connecting. It's more just aesthetic for someone here. And that's the difference. This has really helped you. This has really changed your life in some way. This has really brought you to. This has really led you, guide you. There is so much truth in this for you here. Let's get into the tarot. Because, honey, these cards here are showing out already. Messages for Aries spirit. What is the difference between Aries and them spirit? I'd like to know. Let me know. All right. Ooh, ooh. You've been getting this wheel like crazy lately, Aries. Have y'all been feeling lucky? Has anybody hit anything? You may want to try. Don't go crazy, but the wheel has the 10 on it. Like that could be, or this is something happening for you to go ahead and boom, we're ready to hit the button and activate. Is what this Wheel of Fortune is getting. You hit your target is what this is giving. That's the difference between you and them. This is a marathon. It's not a race. It's you are impulsive, Aries, but like I said, with you, there's something about life which is like reverse, like Benjamin Button. You, if I don't know why, it's you run through, or a lot of times with Aries in the beginning of life is just very fast, impulsive, a lot going on, a lot of experiences, a lot of different lessons that are shaping and molding you, to, I feel like, really be the person that you're destined to do. Because, that's how I feel like you kind of connect when some of you guys, when I do your reading, and you tell me what you do, and then you may say what you feel like you may be interested, what you really feel like your purpose is. And, when I go into detail and do my thing on my side, you're already, it's like I said, a certain point in your life, that button is going to activate and let you know. And sure enough, majority of you guys are speaking, this is what I feel. This is what I feel guided to. This is where I feel like I'm being led. Like I said, you're not a divination abuser, but somebody is. Somebody is not understanding. Somebody is not activated. Somebody is maybe not meant to be activated, and that's the difference between you and them. You know what I mean? That's why you get chance after chance. That's why the wheel appears for just you. And you're not able to take with you, and things may go backwards for you, or it seems like sometimes when certain energies enter into the room, okay, or pop up on the scene. Those are red flags, baby, and take heed. Because with you, I can't make this up. You the Tower, Aries energy. So you are given that, spirit lets you know the clearest, I feel like, is when something is right and when something is wrong. I'm just gonna say that. And that's the difference between you and them. You be knowing. Oh, even when they swear that you don't know, when it all boils down, all right. With the Ace of Wands, Aries energy. Why? Because you're being spoken to. Spirit enjoys the conversations with you. Early mornings, late afternoons, late night, evenings. Seven of Swords. And the difference between you and them is they envy that. I get an energy where people know, like, you can recruit people if you wanted to, Aries, and people know that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I feel like that, like I said, that people envy with you, and you could be this person, or you could be whoever you want to be. And a lot of you guys, you chill, you real chill, and people should really, you know what I'm saying, cut you some slack. Because if you really wanted to, Wheel of Fortune, the Tower, Ace of Wands, then that is somebody that they left out their rescue search, not to be found, and retreated and gave up on you. Okay? But Spirit said otherwise when it came to you. Okay, Wheel of Fortune Tower, Ace of Wands when it comes to you. And that's the difference. This is an energy, like I said, it went from people laughing and pointing to it not being funny anymore. It went from you ain't no pressure or you don't have anything going on to wait a minute. Is that what they've been having going on behind the scenes? You know what I mean? Is that what they tore that down for? It's mind blowing. It's mind boggling here. The energy that people once ran from, they're wanting to now run towards. And that's the difference between you and them, because you're not even looking in that direction. And they wishing you would, baby. Just wishing you would. Say something, Aries. Anything. I know you see me, Aries. Yeah, I see your trick ass. But don't have anything to say. Sorry, y'all. I can't. I felt like my son was sick the other day, so I've been mom nurse here, nurse mom. And now I'm like been drinking all types of fluids today, vitamin C and elderberry. But we'll see how I feel in the morning. Temperance, like I said, ain't no Anna, ain't no beef. That's the difference. People say you the angry one, but you really don't have beef with anybody. It be people starting with you, Aries. It be people starting with you. Every time. Every time. Well, I ain't gonna say every time. Let me not do that. Because you will start some shit. Okay? I'm not even gonna lie. And you not either. All right, but for the most part, you're not walking around like doing it. You know what I mean? There's been instances, nobody's perfect. But for the most part, you cool. You don't have an issue with anybody. You could be in the same room with people. You just choose not to, because you know that people, they're not mature. They're gonna try it. They're gonna try and push a button or trigger, or they still have some type of energy or Anna or whatever it is towards you. You know what I mean? And with this temperance energy, you have gotten up and over whatever this is here. Sagittarius energy. Your fire is now moving. Again, if it was felt like it was burning out at one point, you know what I mean? When you get your groove, you able to get back out there and do what it is that you do best. And that's the difference between you and them. Others, they give up. They don't even start. They don't even try. You know what I mean here, and that's not even something that's in your vocabulary or in your blood or your gene pool. All right, we have the World, Saturn energy, the Chariot, Cancer energy. Like I said, with you, you're somebody, flaws and all. You're not going to let that break you. You're not going to let that discourage you or stop you. You are going to let people judge as they already do. You know what I'm saying? They just don't say it out their mouth to your face. But no, there's an opinion about you, and one that you probably are not going to be fond of from some of your most favorite people. But that's life. You know what I'm saying here? And with the Chariot, you continue to move forward, and you let them say, like I said, say, do, act, feel however they want to. And that's going to free you in so many ways. It's going to put them in their place in so many ways. It's going to help them figure themselves out. because they don't have you there running to the rescue to fix, correct, excuse, enable whatever bullshit tactic or manipulation excuses that they want to continue to use and keep running with, as long as somebody will let them. You know, somebody will try and act as the tower in your life. Meanwhile, that's supposed to be your damn job. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between you and them. You're not trying to be nobody else. You're not trying to do nobody else's job. You just want to know yours, so you can go off, branch off, and go do it. It's that fucking simple. And I don't know why people try and make it more difficult than that when it come down to you. But it's so much that people have to say. So Spirit said you want to keep the conversation open. You want to keep talking about Aries. You want to keep stalking Aries. You want to keep being envious of Aries. You want to keep trying to fight Aries and research Aries. Then I'm going to let Aries keep spinning this motherfucking wheel. At will. At random. Aries may wake up tomorrow and be a gajillionaire for all you know. And I put that on whoever out there in this collective. All y'all become gajillionaires and your dreams and your wishes and your desires and hopes come true. All right, this is the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh. See, they don't even want you to go to work, Aries. This is ridiculous. They literally, the work card just flew out of my hand. The hard work card. The you're doing well. You're doing amazing. Keep going card. You're mastering this card, and they mad. That's the difference between you and them. You working them double shifts. You going in. You're learning behind the scenes because you know there's a position opening up for you to be able to walk through the door, and you're going to already be ahead of whoever else is up against you. And that's the difference between you and them. You built for this. Handcrafted for this. That's the difference between you and them. You do this shit with precision. That's the difference between you and them. They do this with a stank face and stank attitude. Girl, don't nobody want that. Get out of here. We emperors around here. Like I said, Aries, you are built for what? This. Capital S, capital E, capital L, capital F. You catch my drift? Look at the Emperor, though, y'all. Is that not cool? It's so abstract. Certain words, like I know a lot of words, but for some reason, my brain doesn't let me use the words until I actually see something visually. And my mind gives me that exact word. And I sometimes I be so mad when they do that, when I be wanting to use certain words and they're not there for me to use. I know somebody can relate. Or maybe not. Either way. All right, I'm sharing things that go on in Aries' head. All right, messages for Aries Spirit, but... It looks like there's a big difference between you and them, Aries. You the boss, you the worker. You know how to do it all. As you should. You yourself are a well-oiled machine. I don't care what age that you are right now. This machine finna be here for a minute with the Page of Wands. Well oiled, which means prime, is what this Page of Wands energy is giving here. I'm talking to an Aries that's in a prime, or you about to be in a prime that is fit for an emperor, fit for an empress. All right, we got the Knight of Pentacles, yes, and you waited for this. You stayed down for this. Okay, honey, come out of that bathroom. Don't be in there playing. Ooh, Page of Pentacles, the Magician. Aries energy. She's on fire, 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 fire. You giving Scarface. Who do I trust? Me. That's who. That's what it's giving. It's like, when I put this up this time, you motherfuckers better watch your step. This is, you better stay off my grass type energy, Aries, is what you giving. Or they gonna get struck with this invisible ass fence. I'm talking about shocked. Shock of their life. That's the difference between you and them. You not playing. Meanwhile, they think it's a game. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. They think that this a game. Nope, 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 nope. All right. I'm getting an energy of, like, you could not be speaking to people anymore, or you could be separated. I'm getting people are in energies where they're trying to find their remembering moments with you, for instance, here. And just maybe emotions, or just maybe certain frequencies that you guys were vibrating on the same tune, on the same level. And it feels like someone is trying to see if they can rechannel that energy without you, and they cannot. Or yeah, storms, they cannot. There's no signal. It is not coming through, honey. Yeah, you have Nundi, which is truth, and cosmic power, which is Maulisa. Maulisa. I love that. Aries, you are the storm, the truth, and the cosmic power that carries an ultimate reign. And that, my love, is the biggest difference between you and them. All right, and I'm gonna leave this read here, y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button for more messages from me. I'll catch you later. Ciao.